You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
Well, a big Shazam to you people. It's Hard Truth Monday. Have Kash Patel and Dan Bongino been exposed or compromised? Maybe both. I want to talk to you about that, but stay with me. I'm going to challenge you. Don't make this about those two countries over in the far Mediterranean. It's not about the I and the P. Don't make it about that. Stay with me to the end. I'm going to go to a place that might surprise you and might answer some questions for you here on this Hard Truth Monday. Today's episode is brought to you by HiddenHybridHolsters.com. Every week, I tell you how solid they are. Why? Because they're rock solid. They help you carry all day comfortable, all day hidden. Tell them I sent you when you get there. A big thank you to the folks at HiddenHybridHolsters.com. You people, thanks for a thumbs up. All right. Over the last several years, Bongino, who I openly say is a patriot and is one of the good guys, but has he been exposed for a fraud or compromised in some way? Over the last several years, he has said clearly and repeatedly that he ain't buying the entire Epstein narrative. Quote, I'm not ever going to let this story go. Bongino promised on February 10th, I'm not letting it go ever. Well, Car Seat Kid says a big bull crap to that. He's letting it go. He's, it was 100% a suicide. And it's a wild turn of events over the last several days. Kash Patel, same thing. He goes one direction, then gets established into his new position, and he goes the other direction in lockstep with the establishment. I want to talk to you about that. And I want to put this into a frame that is not so much about, because this is what we do. We do this thing, this idea, this person, this concept, this ideology. Is it good or is it bad? And there's a headline about it. You read a headline and you go, that's right, that's wrong. I agree, I disagree. The New York Yankees, good, bad. The Steelers, good, bad. Bongino, he was good, but now he's bad. It's not like that. I'm going to go in a direction that might challenge some of you, and some of you, it might reinforce what you already know. Now, not that long ago, one of the best among us, Thomas Massie, tweeted this. This is on March 10th. Thomas Massie, and this has nothing to do with Epstein, but everything to do with Epstein. Stay with me. Thomas Massie on March 10th said the military-industrial complex demands, there's the word, circle it, demands about $50 billion per year in war. As soon as we quit spending $50 billion per year in Afghanistan, we started spending $50 billion per year in Ukraine. Watch where the next $50 billion per year goes when we stop sending it to Ukraine. The military-industrial complex is always hungry. Two things. One, this was March 10th. The other, Thomas Massie is the best among us possible. He's my favorite in Congress right now. That was March 10th. March 11th, this dropped in Politico. Trump wants to end this GOP maverick's political career. He's not too worried. Now, we don't know what goes on behind doors in D.C. Inside of the Beltway, it is a tight-knit community of secrecy and wheels within wheels, and it's a juggernaut of lies and secrecy and siphoning and sucking cash out of us and sending overseas, or sending to boardrooms, sending to Wall Street, and sending out to Silicon Valley, etc. All we have, those of us that watch and those of us that pay attention, we have little threads, and we have this one and this one and this one, a little light shine here, and we have to weave a tapestry together based on little threads, and that's all we have. Rush Limbaugh spent 30 years shining a light, and we got a lot from him. Today, who do we have? Well, we had a lot. It is narrowed down a little bit in some ways, but in other ways, it is widened up. I'll talk about that in just a second. Thomas Massie was right. He said this a couple days later regarding U.S. activities, March 15th, regarding U.S. activity in Yemen. I recently said to watch for a new military engagement to compensate for the pullback in Ukraine. The military-industrial complex demands about $50 billion a year from our government above and beyond what's necessary to defend our own country. It's always about cash moving from point A to point B. It is I'm going to use the word again, a juggernaut. The MIC, they have bought and paid Congress, they've bought and paid the Senate, they've bought and paid the White House, they've bought and paid for media. I want to challenge y'all to do a little research today. Last week I said on Tinfoil Tuesday, do a little research, and somebody said, Johnny, no, I don't want to do research, just tell me. You don't grow if you don't try to learn something. If you run around with what's packed into your brain for the next 5 years, it doesn't change. That's all you got. You got to look through and filter through and have a lens just of what you got now. You don't want to grow. You don't want to change. I did a search today just on war hawks, and it was wild. I pulled up Lindsey Graham, who's sometimes one of the good guys, sometimes not. Sometimes he's a rhino, but he bangs the drum. I'm talking about the war drum, thump, thump. He'll be on, and he has a microphone a lot. He'll be on Fox, and they'll say, hey, Lindsey, why don't you talk about this? And he'll say, let's talk about Israel. I'm telling you, he is bought and paid for by the IDF. It is clear. That's one thread, but do some research on your own. Just read War Hawks and see what they say. Week after week, month after month, it goes and it goes and it goes. This picture right here next popped up over the weekend. And how do these all tie together? We're getting there. This picture popped up in San Diego, and it's the local police there. That might be ICE. I don't know. Y'all tell me. It popped up on the Tactical Gear thread of Reddit. My understanding, it was either ICE or it was the local police. I'm not sure. Regardless, this is military-level operations taking place on American soil. And in San Diego, they deal with the Sinaloa cartel there regularly. However, what you're seeing was them going into a restaurant to check the paperwork on illegal immigrants. And they're not immigrants, invaders. Just going and checking. And they are militarized at that level. That makes me nervous. It always does. And I understand if the Sinaloa cartel has this, our guys need to have this. I get that. However, check this out. Trump proposes, this is new, May 2, $1 trillion defense budget for 2026. And tied in with that is an increase in militarizing local, municipal, county, and city police departments, and the militarization of the locals increases, as well as $1 trillion to the Pentagon. That's a big jump. We have no wars going on right now except for the one that they're banging the drum trying to get us to go to war with Iran right now. Senators and congressmen are being paid to bang the drums, and who puts out the microphone? Fox News, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and CNN. They are all the microphones for these folks to bang, bang. And then we get around the water coolers and we sit and talk. And the scuttlebutt of the week is, are we going to war with Iran? I sat down in my local cigar shop the other day. As soon as I sat down, somebody went, Johnny, are we going to war with Iran? I went, I don't know. I've been working. I haven't looked at the news today, but I can tell you this. If they're banging the drum saying, let's go to war, it's Congress getting military industrial dollars pushed in one direction. But today is not just about that. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and I mentioned that Dan Bongino a while back. This is not about Israel, but it's interesting. It was a new media lady. She said, hey, Dan, what do you care about? What's a cause that's close to your heart? This is the deputy director of the FBI, the number 2 guy. What's close to your heart? The FBI. His only job is to investigate things that keep us safe and to get the bad guys off the street. And he said, Israel, the defense of Israel. That makes me nervous, makes me big time nervous. Why do we have Brian Mast walking around in the hallways of Congress wearing an IDF uniform? Oh, well, Johnny, he served in the IDF. Whoop-de-frickin' do. It's another country. Take their uniform off when you're a service person for our government. Oh, you're a public servant? Get their uniform off. Well, Johnny, you don't understand. Everybody gets mad when this stands in the hallways in front of her office and has the Palestinian flag. I am merging those two together and saying they are one and the same. Just like like when Congress gets together and waves the flag of Ukraine. Why are they waving the flags of other countries? I thought America was back. I thought the golden age of America has begun. Why not wave American flags? I am merging all of it together today. Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, all of it. Yemen, Iran, all of it, or whoever the next place where we go to war is, I merge it all together and say they are all being pushed in one direction. Now, I want to give you an idea called spontaneous synchronicity. Here's a video of it. The idea is this: you take metronomes and they're not together. Those metronomes are built and designed to run at one speed. You put them all at the same speed and bang, they all go together. It's called spontaneous synchronicity. Here's my point. And I know the comment section is already banging away on Israel, banging away on Palestine, banging away on the idea. I got it. I understand. Bongino, I'm going to say it's not he's all the way this, now he's all the way that. Not at all. I am saying when you move inside the beltway of Washington, D.C., you get into spontaneous synchronicity that is demanded. When you move into the public sector and they all do it, they all suddenly, bang, speak the same narrative. There's two narratives, red and blue, but they all push in the same direction of their respective parties. Two wings of the same bird, the two sides of the same coin. I said a minute ago that we have been narrowed down in the few light voices we have, the light shiners. I think the two most important microphones in America today are Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. And I believe they speak the truth to the best of their knowledge. If you didn't see Tucker Carlson on Rogan, it's 3 hours from last fall. I believe it was the most important piece of media that I've seen in years, certainly of 2024. And especially the last rant. Also, Ian Carroll's, if you haven't seen that, Ian Carroll talking on Joe Rogan, it's in the first hour and a half about the Epstein files. That's a really important one also. But my point is this: those two guys are able to speak freely because they work for themselves. They pay their own bills. Either one of these guys, just like Kash and Bongino, they move inside the beltway and they all lock up in synchronicity. That's all it was. Hey, I'll never let this go. Bang. I'm letting it go. Thanks, Bongino. Is he exposed? I don't know, but I'm telling you this, he is certainly doing what he is told. It's less about whether he's this or this, and it's more about whether he's doing what he's told. Those inside the beltways, they obey their masters. And the reason that Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson are able to speak freely is they don't live inside the beltway and they don't have masters at that level. My point today on a Hard Truth Monday is whether you're looking at war, whether you're looking at Epstein, whether you're looking at cash to the military-industrial complex, doesn't matter which area, they are in lockstep with each other, and it is spontaneous synchronicity.
Back me up, go all in, by Joe Biden. I gotta win, save the country from sin. I won't never slack up, get your money back up. Try and cuss my voter and you're bound to get smacked up. Get up, stand up, throw your MAGA hats up. If you got the feeling, Kamala's unappealing. Trump's got...
This gun fits my hand better than this one does.
Diabetes.